Hello viewers, I'm Simon Christie.
And I'm Danny Sparks Cousins.
Welcome to another episode of Your 4x4 as we trek across the Kimberley. Now Danny, an early start today, we're back on the road.
That's right, Simon, we've got to leave Mitchell Falls very early this morning. We've got about 360 kilometres to cover, a lot of it very rough. We're heading to the Manning Gorge tonight, but we need to stop at the Mt Barnett Roadhouse to pay our fees and get some campwood.
So we're jumping back on the Columbaroo Road, but hopefully we'll be able to get onto that artwork that we missed on the way in.
That's right, we know exactly where it is now, so we'll head there.
All right, some beautiful water crossings, more fantastic scenery and some corrugations. Let's get set for another episode of Your 4x4. Your 4x4 is partnered by the Holden Colorado 7, Light Force Performance Lighting, Brown Davis Automotive, Kmart 4-wheel drive accessories, ARB 4x4 accessories, Piranha Off-Road products, Berrima Diesel, Hema Maps and Cooper Tyres.
Hi there, Sean O'Donnell from Light Force Australia.
Hi, I'm Rod from Kmart 4-wheel drive.
We've done a lot of travel today, haven't we?
We have, Sean. We did about 400 Ks today.
And filled every one of them. Early start today, it was a crisp start. We were up before the sun, about 5 o'clock this morning. It gets light very early in the morning here, so you can get up early, pack your gear up and get moving because we had a lot of ground to cover. Yeah, so I'd say by 6 o'clock in the morning we were all packed up, the car was packed up, ready to go, we'd had breakfast, and it was just attending to the few last minute things that needed to occur before we could actually hit the road proper. For example, we had a fire last night and it was great to sit around, but it was still going this morning. So we had to take care and put that out properly and get some dirt on that and make sure the thing was sort of safe to drive away and leave it.
And like most of the campgrounds up here, they have the proper fireplaces set up. Makes the place a lot tidier, a lot neater. And it is done properly. The ranger is there, he's checking what's going on, so you know, you can't really slip up in what you do.
Yeah, I agree. So we did a bit of maintenance on one of the windshields, copped a bit of damage on the way up here, and we had some kits there that were able to make a temporary bush repair of that.
Well, we've got a little bit of windscreen damage here on this car. We're going to use a product that will repair it enough for us to drive for a little while. The screen definitely needs to be replaced, but using the U-Fix-It we'll be able to minimise any further damage and keep the windscreen together.
You're the official mechanic on this trip as well, are you, Danny?
After Alan.
We've got a lot of territory to cover on this trip, so we had to get going and backtrack on our steps from the previous day to get back down here to where we are at Barnett River. At 7:30 we were on the road, which was fantastic. Fairly rough, corrugated road from Mitchell's back to the Columbaroo Road itself.
I would hear lots of things that I could not see, and someone told me what it was, so I had to believe it was true.
It's a fair haul up through there, and the corrugations really do test your fillings.
Yeah, absolutely. They test everything on the car, but it just shows you that a well-prepared, properly trip-ready car provides virtually no problems at all, as long as it's checked regularly on the trip. Going over nuts and bolts and cleaning filters and things like that is just an absolute necessity on these trips.
Hi, I'm Andrew from DP Chip.
Jeff Newey from Cooper Tyres.
And Alan Johnson from Piranha Off-Road Products. The big experience this morning was actually finding the Aboriginal art gallery that we missed on the way up.
It was very unique to see that
out
there, and it was very good that they had the boardwalk made and then you could actually walk around through the rocks.
The thing that's amazing in this place is it's still there and it's preserved, and no one done anything bad to it. And there's no vandalising, there's no dirt, there's no rubbish.
Right.
To actually see it for yourself, I've never seen it in real life before, and it's just, you stand back and think, wow, that's, this was done so long ago. Their perception of life then must have been just so different to what anybody else can know.
Again, it's pristine. That's the word, isn't it, for this trip?
It's
kind of pristine, yes.
Pristine and quite unusual, wasn't it? Of course, carrying little baby Barbara and the umbrella. And I sort of made a comment about it. It was a little bit like picnic at Hanging Rock.
This week Belinda Stoltman has written in, "We can bash it, crash it, roll it, take it anywhere, and most of all have fun with it. We love it."
Thanks, and for sending in that email, you've won yourself a HEMA Kimberley Atlas and Guide and a Piranha Premium Fluoro. All entries go into the series prize pack of a Brown Davis long range fuel tank, a pair of Light Force Venom 50-watt HID driving lights, and an RFI UHF antenna pack plus stubby holder cap and water bottle. Plus, all viewers have a chance of winning a set of Cooper tyres valued at up to $1,800. Visit the YOUR4X4 website and follow the links to enter.
Who has a range of SUVs that you can grow with?
When we were younger, we thought everyone was on our side. Then we grew a little and romanticized the time I saw flowers in your hair. So it takes a boy to live, it takes a man to pretend he was there.
Think SUV. Think Holden.
Sometimes the front runners lead from behind, and when it comes to protecting your rear, Kmart are world leaders in rear end protection and tow bar combinations. The just released Prado 150 is no exception, with a bar that is designed to follow the car's lines and work with your sensors and factory camera. For the best in rear end protection, trust Kmart. It's a statement, not just an accessory, but the toughest of 4x4 trips. For more info, go to kmart.com.au.
Warning, beware of imitation lights. Only Light Force Performance Lighting guarantees Australian made, no leaking or melting, quality output and 3-year warranty. Unlike their imitators, Light Force lights feature peerless construction, leak-proof seals, impact-proof lenses and filters, vibration and fracture resistant mounts and housings, and stainless steel fittings, outshining and outlasting their impersonators in every way. Often imitated, never replicated. Visit lightforce.com for the full range of authentic Light Force lights.
30-second kitchen, a kitchen in 30 seconds. Fridge slide first. Fridge slide's got 130 kilo tracks in it, so it's nice and tough. Remove the R-clip, don't lose it. Drop the pin, leg locker. Kitchen now. lock kitchen down here. Retrieve the R-clip, lock on here, R-clip in. Leg here, pull them together. Stove, billy. How good's that, guys? Couldn't ask for quicker.
Then we did that lovely little King Edward River crossing again and back up onto the Columbaroo Road itself. But once we were back onto the Columbaroo Road, it's a very wide, very well cared for road which you can sit on depending on what car you have, what suspension you have, how it's riding at the time. You know, you can sit on speeds 80, 90 or 100 kilometres an hour. But that then creates its own dramas in that being so dry up here at the moment, the dust is just so thick, especially in a convoy of 10 cars.
Absolutely, Rod. The dust is a real challenge on the outback roads up these parts. Safe motoring really needs the use of the UHF radio, particularly because of the convoy, of the high speeds that we're travelling, the amount of dust that's there. There's quite a distance between vehicles, so it's really important to have the messages acknowledged and then relayed so that they can be heard down the trail so that even the last guy can get the message.
Yeah, from the front car to the last car, everybody knows what's going on. They know when an approaching car's coming, whether there's a car stalled or stopped on the side of the road, whether anybody's in trouble or not, which is absolutely essential because to leave somebody behind who's stuck could, by the time you realise where they are, they're that far behind, could potentially take half a day out of your travel. Everybody keeping in touch with radios and following correct convoy procedure, marking corners, it just makes the day flow and everybody gets through it with no dramas at all.
Talking about UHF radios and the importance of communication, and on these sort of roads it is absolutely essential. If you come up to a guy and you just go screaming past him and spraying him in stones, you could break his windscreen. Exactly. If he does the same to you, it's disastrous. You've got to talk to people. Channel 12 was what we were on most of the time for our own chit-chat, but Channel 40 is most typically the channel that most travellers and people use. So it is a busy road and there is communication things we can do, and I guess is if you want to rest you can always pull off the side of the road if it's getting a bit stressful and continue on again.
That's right.
Yeah,
there's plenty of areas to stop.
Plenty of areas to stop, plenty of things to look at.
Whenever we're out camping in the bush, it's very important to take everything that you take in back out with you, and that includes all of your rubbish. Now when you're in some of the remote areas like we are in the Kimberley, there's plenty of rubbish stops so you can throw your rubbish in, empty out the car and keep going.
Back into Drysdale Station. I don't know if you had for lunch, but I had the burger there, and
same.
It was pretty good.
We'd done the buffet the previous night there that we'd stayed, and went for the burger this time. It was certainly worthwhile.
that's pretty much one of the last places on the git to stock up and get what you need for a very long time.
Incidentally, diesel is $2.40 odd a litre.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's actually not that bad when you think about it, when you consider where we are. And what's the choice? Walk?
And look, they do have unleaded here as well. We're driving an unleaded vehicle. And
I
they
was
do have
surprised
unleaded.
about that, frankly, actually. Yeah.
I was concerned that no one would, but I'm glad they do.
You do notice when you're at the Bowsers up here, they're predominantly diesel.
Just on that, nearly every vehicle on this trip except for your vehicle is in fact a diesel.
That's correct.
And the reason for that, I guess, is because of the fact is the higher fuel range that you can get out of a diesel vehicle.
Yes.
And also the proliferation and the ease of getting hold of diesel. It's a safe fuel to carry.
Exactly. And the torque of the motor.
Well, the question this week comes from Anthony Kegg, who has written, I was just wondering, what are the differences in snorkels on the market? Well, Anthony, there sure are some differences between the snorkels on the market, and Matt Frost from ARB can explain what they are.
You'll find the vehicles on the trip we're on now, pretty much all the vehicles that have a snorkel have a safari snorkel fitted to them. These are an Australian made and designed snorkel system that are very, very proven and tested in the field. One of the things we've seen in more recent years in the four-wheel drive industry is more and more snorkels that are coming in from places like China, and these are basically copies of the safari designed snorkel. The issue that you'll see with these is some fairly poor quality materials, and not just in the snorkel itself, you know, very ordinary fixtures and fittings, bolts and so forth. And the way I look at this is that when you fit a snorkel to your vehicle, what you're doing is buying insurance. A major repair bill on any of these sort of modern diesel engines, you could be tens of thousands of dollars if you end up with a situation that you get water ingestion. And obviously you're not going to be covered by vehicle warranties and things like that for that. So the whole idea about fitting a snorkel is to give you that peace of mind. Now, why you'd want to go and compromise that peace of mind and save $100 by buying sort of some cheap, nasty snorkel when you really can't have the confidence that it's going to seal properly. I just don't know why people would do that. You're far better off buying a good quality Australian-made snorkel that you know you can rely on, because at the end of the day, the last thing you want happening out here is a failure of your vehicle as a consequence of buying poor quality equipment.
Well, thanks for that question. You've won yourself a DP Chip Chippy Doll, cap, stickers, pen, keyring and stubby holder, plus a pair of ARB Outback Survival Socks, an ARB toaster and ARB cooler bag. All entries also go into the series draw for an ARB twin motor compressor, a Kmar $1,500 voucher for Osbar or Kmar, and a Projector 600 watt Pure Sine Pro Wave inverter. Plus everyone has a chance of winning up to $1,800 worth of Cooper tyres. Follow the links on the YOUR4X4 website for full details.
ARB, Australia's largest manufacturer and distributor of 4x4 accessories, has everything you need for your next off-road adventure. From bull bars and suspension to recovery gear and lights, we've got four-wheel drives of all shapes and sizes covered. Whether you're heading off to bitumen for a weekend getaway or preparing for that epic round Australia trip, enjoy a safer, more comfortable journey with ARB. To order a copy of our free catalogue, visit our website or give us a call.
Got a tough 4x4 tourer and enjoy hitting the tracks? Odds are you'll need some serious underguard protection and a heavy-duty long-range tank. Brown Davis Automotive offer aluminised steel underguard protection plates and long-range tanks for most popular makes and models. They're designed and developed right here in Australia and have been tested to the extreme right across this great country. Remember Brown Davis Automotive. It's a trusted and family-owned Aussie business and proud manufacturers of high-end tanks, underguards and more. Now, who doesn't want more power? And I bet that most of you with diesels have your hands in the air. DP Chip is not a snack food, it's the real deal, and simply modifies the engine's fuel injection parameters to increase performance to a measurable difference of up to 35% more power and torque and up to 10% better economy. DP Chip, the only diesel power chip with a 5-year warranty, 24/7 tech support and user adjustability. For more information on DP Chip Diesel Power, call 02 4877 1022 or visit dpchip.com.
Well, we're having a great holiday and a great trip here, and it's a really positive experience. But if you don't have your spares out here, what are you going to do? You're stuck. It's a big thing. You've got to be, as I say, really well prepared. It's not what you call double diff lock, winching type terrain. No. It's just incredibly rough.
It's not hard four-wheel driving.
No, it's not hardcore.
It's common sense four-wheel driving.
But it's tough all the same, isn't it? Well, I've had stuff go wrong with my car. It's never gone wrong before in the life of the whole car. Like the bolts on the snorkel, then the A-pillar have unbolted themselves. Hello, it's done thousands and thousands of kilometres. It's, you know, a 20-year-old car, and I've never had that happen before, but that's what corrugations can do. Roof racks have come loose, all sorts of things rattle.
That drive, pretty much a good few hours with a very straight run in there.
Yes.
Can you imagine a few hours of shaking, isn't it? Unless probably everything's locked with nylock nuts, which not everything really is. Once something starts to just loosen, out it comes, isn't it? And again, corrugations. I guess even regular stops, getting out and
giving the vehicle a once over,
have a little bit of sympathy mechanically for the vehicle, and actually get out and check a few things, pull up the bonnet. Everything's all still good.
It's all in there where it's supposed to.
You know, I pulled over even at one stage and had a look and just tightened the handle on the back on the shovel on the back and a few things because you know, just to be sure, because it's hours of corrugation, not 10 minutes or a little small burst.
Running around about the 20 to 22 psi.
Yep.
And we're getting a good ride.
We are, and that, whether it's a dual cab ute or a wagon, that pressure seems to be, I mean, Andrew's car is quite different to mine, but that pressure seems to be working well, doesn't it?
Seems to be working quite well.
Yeah.
Quite well. It's not overheating the tyre
no,
at all at
it's
the moment.
not.
And that's one thing we have to make sure we don't do, is overheat the tyre.
Yeah.
We've had a pretty good cruise considering all the filming, everything we've done down to here. Probably taken us 6-7 hours or so with all the stops.
So how many Ks did we do today, do you reckon?
The total was about 380, I think.
Yeah, about 380.
So it's not a lot of Ks in a day, is it, when you think about it?
By the time you stop and poke around every little place.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, isn't it, really?
Well, you're here for a holiday, you're not here just to travel from one place to another.
It's not a race to get to the end, it's all about enjoying the journey.
Exactly.
Is that always the case, enjoying the journey? Yeah.
Our first entry for the week is this 80 series Land Cruiser, shown here parked at the top of the Nunes. Next is another 80 series, this time heading up to the tip of Cape York. Now this is a great looking spot. The Ranger is stopped at Warriors Station. This Jeep Grand Cherokee has seen plenty of trips out. This shot was taken in the Bendelby Ranges in South Australia. And yes, it's another 80 series to finish us off, this time showing some flex in the beautiful Flinders Ranges.
If you're the first to see your photo and email Danny at your4x4.com.au, then you've won yourself a Light Force tack torch and stubby holder and a Brown Davis Ute Tub Seal Kit. All photo entries go into the series draw of a DP chip plug-and-go pedal chip, a HEMA HN7 GPS navigator and a Travel Buddy oven for hot food on the go. Plus there's a chance to win a set of Cooper tyres. Check the Your4x4 website for details. Well viewers, it's been another ripper episode, a ripper day here in the Kimberley. We've pounded our way out of Mitchell Falls, back onto the Gibb River Road, whipped our way down south, and now here we are camped up on the Mt Barnett River. Danny, you've had a good day?
Simon, it's been a long day, but we did make it to the Mt Barnett Roadhouse. We've restocked on fuel, a few supplies, had a couple of cold drinks and got some water, and we're out here now at camp at Manning Gorge.
Looking forward to a lovely dinner. Now you mentioned Manning Gorge, we'll see that on next week's episode. Tell us a bit about the gorge, Danny.
That's right, it's beautiful, Simon. It's a bit of an adventure to get to. Some people will go across on the boat, some people will swim across the river, but there's waterfall, beautiful swimming holes, should be lovely.
Viewers, I'm Simon Christie.
I'm Danny Sparks' Cousins.
Make sure you tune in next week when your 4x4 continues its Kimberley adventure.